Just look at my colleague here, Abduswama. On a bus, and those who are putting on veils, no veil. We are driving to Kapchora. As we reach somewhere, terrible man jumps out of the bush, full of blood, and stops the bus, and enters the bus with a very sharp sword, and asks one question: who is a Muslim? Who's going to put up the hand?
My name is Adon Hawa. I'm still a student at IUIU, pursuing a bachelor's degree in Arts and Social Sciences and a concurrent diploma in education. I would love to thank each and everyone for the great participation during the course of the training. And I would love to give a word of encouragement that this training has a great impact on you who has come here, because I saw from my sister Hirat that you are a leader and also a leader. And for that I pray that may Allah keep strengthening you in your leadership, because I also remember once at my high school I was a head prefect. And I was the first girl to be a head prefect in that school. And for that, we the Muslim students go through a lot in our schools, because I would love to narrate you a story. When I went to a different school for my A-level, that I was told in the first day that you should unveil. When I unveiled, the head teacher told me, go and shave off your hair, because you not cray, you will look like you're what? You are an administrator. How can you plant hair and the administrator is too plant? But I was not used to trimming hair. I just went to reduce. I came back to school and it was a boarding school. When I went back, he told me, please go and reduce your hair to flat Shaolin. I told him, but I'm not used to. But I had to do what? Abide by. So we organized the library, because the library attendant was a Muslim. We could always have prayers from there. We stopped from praying that this is not what? A mosque. We accepted that. So as a head prefect, we always used to have the what? The assemblies. So in assemblies, we used to have praise and worship. So for me, praise and worship. So what I was termed as that I was a devil worshipper, that because I could not comply with what? With what they do. But keep your identity as a Muslim. Because after classes, I would go back to my normal dress code. And you know, they made for me a short uniform. Me, I refused because I'd paid money. I told him, I can't put on something short. He was like, you're bragging, but you'll see. Me, I refused. So when he gave me the second uniform, I made my own. When I made the uniform, my father was called to school. But my father understood me best. But I told him that I gave you the money, I told you the type of the uniform I had. And this is a government school. It doesn't entitle that it is only Christian. So you should fight for your identity as Muslim student. You shouldn't be hidden that because you're few, because in our school we're very few. You shouldn't be intimidated by the majority. There is every reward at the last moment. So for wherever you're going back, please implement what you've been given and be strong Muslims from wherever you are. I wish you all journey masses. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm the regional chairman, Muslim Students Association of Uganda. MSAU as an association, MSAU as a family, we are so happy to be with you at this wonderful moment, and we pray to the Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala to bless us all. Allahumma Ameen. Our dear guest, MSAU is an association that coordinates the activities of Muslim students all over all over Uganda. As specifically, Eastern, it is one of the regions in Uganda. We operate under 5 regions. We have Eastern regions where we are now. We have Central region. We have Western Nile, we have Northern region. And all those regions, they are headed by the president. So MSAU as an association, it is the authorized association whereby we have the president that leads us. MSAU as an association, we are there to see that Muslim students, they are vibrant in their schools, they are vibrant in their community, they are vibrant in whatever you do. So I do request you to take the skills that you have obtained from this leadership training so that you go and practice them either in your schools or in your community. Basic training course as a program, it is always initiated or it is always organized once a year, and it is always organized by the regional executive council. This time around in Eastern, we organized this basic training course because of the following reasons. One, we organized the basic training course to equip the Muslim student leaders with the best of the management and leadership skills. The reason as to why we organized this basic training course, we wanted to equip you with management skills and leadership skills. We want to see Muslim leaders, or we want to see Muslim students going outside, either in the community, to campaign for those positions. I know by the time you have spent here, you have obtained several practices, like for example, writing the minutes, writing concept papers, and so on. So we aimed at that so that at least you get some skills that can help you to execute your work as a Muslim leader in your district, in your school roles, and meeting the execution of the entire Muslim community in Uganda and the world at large. We wanted to induct the Muslim students and to train you so that you can fit in the community, you can fit in your schools, so that you can fit in this Republic of Uganda, so that you can fit in the whole world. And I'm quite sure that at least the time you have spent here, you have obtained some skills that can help you to either be a role model in your community, be a role model in this Republic of Uganda, be a role model in your schools where you come from.
You send our gratitude to the WAMY team. I'm speaking in different capacities as a senior president MSAU, but for this particular camp, I also sit on the current governing council of MSAU. One of our members who has been here, the deputy dean, has moved out. He also sits on the same governing council. So we represent that organ of MSAU in that capacity in this closing session. And I bring to you salams and salutations from the national patron, Dr. Haruna Chigongo, who is unable to be with us in this closing session, but is with us in spirit. The purpose of this camp, in case you had to forget anything that was shared, don't forget the purpose of unity and working together as Muslims. A number of presentations and sessions have been delivered to you. You may fail to grasp everything, but at least remember that we as Muslims, we may be few in number. Therefore, we have to make ourselves being recognized wherever we are. You've heard from one of the previous speakers who mentioned to you that she was the first female Muslim to contest for the post of the head prefectship in the 32 years of the existence of her school. That's what we want. You heard from our philosophy of moral uprightness and academic excellence. We are not favored by numbers, we are not favored by any other means, so we must be favored by excelling, both academically and everything that we do. Make sure that you are recognized by the results that you produce, either as a leader or as a student or as an example to your colleagues, morally and everything that you do. We must not be second to any other person. We should always be the first in everything we do. Take that message very importantly, and that's how we shall be in a position to make ourselves viable, visible, and important in our communities. You must serve, but you must also do what? Excel academically. Why? Because I said we are few, and we can only be recognized by our output and results by doing the best and being the best.
These members, I'm reporting to you, our dear chief guest, that there is not a single meal since they came here. If they can report to you, they had breakfast, lunch, dinner, and supper. And this was really, we got this support from our brothers and sisters, our mentors, the team from World Assembly of Muslim Youth. And we want to report to you that we are proud of our brother, our teacher, our mentor, who has been with us since from the day of planning this activity. That is Dr. Shamsuddin. I know his time will come, but allow me to join hands. We send flowers, wherever he's seated, for the wonderful contribution he did. Our dear chief guest, I want to tell you that we had a number of presenters and facilitators from different fields, from different places. We had Brother Obilang, we had Brother Dr. Rashid, we had Mr. Kinsambe Rashid, we had Dr. Ali Mwakawi Akbar, who was represented by Madam Rahma Kagwa, among others. Those whom we had, there are a number of things that they handled according to our program. The Muslim students you're seeing here, when they begin telling you their life, they come from a very poor family background with a poor leadership skill. During our training, we realized that the problem we are facing as Muslim community, it is not poverty, but the problem, it is the leadership we have in this country as Muslim community. We can name a number of organizations that we have, beginning from MSAU, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, WAMY, and so on. There are a number of challenges we face as Muslim community, as Muslim organization. One of them, it is the leadership that we have. That's why as Muslim students, we want to produce a responsible and responsive Muslim student leader who is excelling in academics and can manage a meeting, can manage a difficult student, can manage to plan for him or herself. Before you think about planning for others, if you can manage to plan for yourself, it means you can plan for other members. During the presentation of Dr. Shamsuddin, he pledged to support at least the best 10 students who have performed here. And I want to take this opportunity to read for you the best 3 students. The rest they will come in the next episode. The first one, we have Sister Virunji Khairat. She can stand for the recognition. She's among the students who has been very active, articulating issues, sharing, and advising and participating in a number of activities. And the next one, allow me to introduce to you Brother Rubawa Abdul Salam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Umar Musa. I'm a student from Uganda Technical College, Erigon. I'm a member on the cabinet of the Muslim Student Association, Itimsa. So I joined unit with many family members, but the day we joined you, so far we caught up with you, alhamdulillah.
Thank you. That's enough. Okaba Musa, as he has given a very brief communication, a very brief reporting here. He came a day after, but when we were interacting with some members, participants members, when we asked them, whom do you think this person has made it to this training? Among the names that they mentioned the brother Okaba Musa. We have other names, but when that time comes, I will be able to read them. But I just wanted to first read the first three before we go to the next episode. Allow me, dear chief guest, to introduce to you to some of the facilitators and the team whom we have been working with. We had brother Yasin Ramadan, who is the chairman of Trainers Forum, who is not with us. We have another training in Kampala, which it is going to start tomorrow on Friday to Monday. And he rushed to Kampala for another session. We have brother Bosiku Swaib, who was with us from day one up to day. He can say salam. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have brother Kale Mahamoud, whom we have been with, moving up and down, planning for this training. You can say salam. We have Sister Hafswa Nabakwana, who is a treasurer at the Regional Executive Council, but at the same time, he was assisting in entering remarks and monitoring the performance of all of these Muslim students. You can say salam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We are with the chairperson Women Affairs League, who serves as former Lady Vice President Adongo Hawa. She can say salam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We are with the regional chairman himself, who has finished to address. He was ensuring all Muslim students can sleep well, they have to eat, they have to bathe, and so on and so forth. Brother Nabir Hamza, you can say salam once again. I want to tell you that among the people, facilitators whom we had from day one, we have the patron of Muslim Student Association of Uganda, Mbale City and Mbale District. Brother Sheikh Abdul Khal Qasim Magombe, you can say salam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allow me to take this moment. I welcome one of the coordinators of World Assembly of Muslim Youth, who is representing West Africa, but because of his great impact he has done to Africa, to Uganda, to Mbale, finally IUIU Eastern Region as a home, to come and address, and this is none other than Dr. Shamsuddin, who? Olatito. Dr. Shamsuddin, you're most welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The president of the Muslim Students Association of Uganda, the patron of the Muslim Students Association of Uganda, the first president, the trainee who trained the trainer, my very good brother Qasim, the university coordinator, and of course, my able mentor, my principal employee, Dr. Jamil. You are most welcome, sir. Also, I will not forget my friend, and the first Dawa experience I had when I arrived in Uganda was made possible by him. And I have to, in October last year precisely, He have to take me to Bombay High School. I don't know whether we have students of Bombay yet. And as Allah wants things to be, he happened to be our university coordinator. My dear brother, Siraj Mokwana. I want to thank you and thank the university for the acceptance you give to these, our future leaders, to be able to gather here, to have orientation, to have training, and as well as to be giving inspiration for the work expected of them as upcoming Muslim youth leaders and the leaders of the various community. It is not an easy task to gather close to 100 students. And we thank the World Assembly of Muslim Youth, the Kenyan office, who has been able to support the about to be concluded camp with a sum of 1,000 USD, which happened to be 3.6 million Ugandan shilling.
Allahu Akbar.
And in my own, after a lot of deliberations with the organizer, we find that this money is not enough to be able to feed you. And in my own pocket, I have to again put down 25 kg of rice. That's why you see my jokes. I normally say that some of you have enjoyed the best rice, that if not for this camp, you may not have tasted Kairat basmati rice. So we want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you for the time you have taken. Just like I was telling you my own life story, I started attending, where? Can you remember the name? I started attending Islamic Vacation Course, IVC, at the age of 5. And it was that IVC who has grown me to become who I am today. So like I said, network within yourself. Have your mentors, have your trainees, have your trainer. And also, you always contact all these big brothers and sisters so that they can guide you and pilot your life. I'm sure if you do that, you never ever regret attending this camp. This is the first camp I will ever participate in, and I'm begging the organizer, please, when you are doing your camp next year, kindly invite me also so that I can become a regular participant. And that's why when the university coordinator was signaled to me, come and sit down here, I said, no, this place is for the big people, the rectorship. And me, I'm also a participant. And I sat down there also as a participant. And when the patron said participant should stand up, I could have stood up because I didn't see myself as a tutor. I'm also a participant. WAMY. WAMY means World Assembly of Muslim Youth. And WAMY is an international educational organization to support Muslim youth and students in the areas of life challenges. When I say life challenges, I don't mean medical challenges, but social, economic, and educational challenges that are being confronted by Muslim youth. And that is why it is pertinent to WAMY to always come around and support Muslim youth camp.
And then national level, so things have moved. We are able now as leaders to mobilize others. We can be in a position to articulate our issues. We can be in a position to organize functions like this for training. So for that matter, as I summarize my speeches, we believe that now this training has equipped you as outlined here with the training that you deserve to be able to effectively perform your duties, and well-grounded in basic management skills as outlined in this concept, covering different areas. What do we expect from you? Number one, to also help others who are behind, as you work with your patrons at different levels. Number two, as Muslims, identify yourselves, but at the same time, we expect you as leaders to be very exemplary in behavior, in practice, in everything, such that you show the right direction. But at the same time, we organize others in schools to be involved in Muslim-related activities. One of the problems that we have in this country is that because of our history, most of the students who are Muslims, some of them fear because for me I was a victim. Even after finishing the university, I was seated somewhere where I was renting at that time. I didn't have my home, but I was renting somewhere. One of our neighbors came and told me, "You people," I was with my brother Ismail Mitiero, who was seated in the compound. He said, "You people, what is your name?" I said, "Siraj." "What about this one?" "Ismail." "Hi." "You are very good people, but the bad thing, you are Muslims." Had you not to be Muslims, you would be very good, better than what you are right now. Now, for somebody who has a weak mind and who does not love his religion, that word psychologically is enough to draw you that I think I'm in the wrong place. Being a Muslim is not the best religion for me because of that. That is how psychologically people's minds can be reoriented to believe that what they have, which is good, is actually bad. No. Love your religion and be in position to practice and also direct others through your work. Secondly, I know challenges at school level, because at a secondary school level, I've been there, I know what the students are facing there. Now, for that matter, I know you are going to face some challenges there. But once you display very good character, responsive in school, doing what the administration within these respective schools will appreciate and even give you what you are. I remember he has been involved somewhere in the battles with teaching Islam. Sheikh Kasim here, I know the stories. But amidst the challenges, what he did, he made sure that at that time, his subject was the best. The head teacher came and appreciated and asked him that, "What have you been doing? You teachers also be like this one, share with them the tips that you used to emerge the best in the school amidst the challenges." And eventually, these Muslim students were allowed and be given a class where they were studying from at that time. That is what he did. Finally, I was also a victim somewhere. We had gone for a certain official function. We wanted to pray. They allocated everybody around, but for us as Muslims and Catholics, we were not given. Then I asked our leader, I said, "Why have we not given us that?" He said, "There is no space you have seen." I was humble enough. I said, "Okay, no problem." He said, "You Muslims, we have known you can pray from anywhere. You can pray from there." He said, "Okay, the issue is space, no problem. If the issue is space, let's do the following. You will explain well. Don't just say you pray from anywhere." So what we did in the humble way, we went and demarcated the veranda. I said, "Do you have a praying mat? Do you have a praying mat? Do you have a praying?" He said, "Yes, you bring." We laid here, then we put there mosque. So it began for us observing prayers. But as we treated well people, relating with everybody. Eventually the following year, when we went for doing that responsibility, which is official, I don't want to mention it here, we are always given a mosque with the full mats. They put that is area for Muslims. We can influence people through various what. Finally, I want to end here my communication, but my message is that as we evolve in leadership, let's balance between academics and also leadership. Because your progress to move ahead will be on two fronts. Leadership training and skills, that capacity management, capacity building, but at the same time also this side of the books, please kindly don't forget that one. Chief guest, at this time I've been privileged and been requested by the organizers to invite you such that you can be in position to officially close this training workshop.
Representative Dr. Samsudin Boratito, the regional executive of MSAU, the trainers and the patrons who are present at the moment, and those who have left for some other duties. The student leaders. Let me see the student leaders. Are all these student leaders? Yes. Hey, if I say all the student leaders stand up, let me see. Oh, that is one. Huh? That is wonderful. So I recognize you, and please take your seats. Then I know that you are representing various districts. You may not have time to get statements from each and every district. And then I want also to especially recognize our former Vice Lady Vice, Madam Howard. The other name is? No, don't stand up so that people can see.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Where is your current Lady Vice? Okay, she has gone for some other activities. Members, I want also to recognize Mr. Abduswamad here, because I can stand and say salam. We are working together at rectorship offices, and is our senior administrative assistant. Dear participants in this, what is the number of this camp? You know, is it serialized?
Yes, it is.
This is number
17.
17. That means a lot. And I was invited to come and present something, solidified something at this training workshop, which is a TOT, trainer of trainers. But because of so many activities, in only 24 hours per day, I was really challenged. But I want to use this opportunity that as I move to the statement of officially closing this workshop, I will try to take you through, and probably where there is necessity, I don't know whether we can print this and be part of the what? The handouts that we will take. I don't know, you will verify whether what I'm going to say will be useful. I was given a section to talk about, that is time management and productivity. And that was supposed to be on Tuesday. And I spent the whole day chairing another session. But good enough, I was given the opportunity to come and share with you my small experience at the closing session of this workshop. As introduced, that background is, for me, I feel that it is very relevant, because we are looking at you as future leaders. And I want to say, as I enter into the slides, that I was once like you, okay? And as time has gone, now I have gray hair. And from my Sheikh Magombe, when gray hair comes, you get ready. And I have my medical doctor here. Every time comes and checks the pressure, to it is very low today, and is wondering. But that is a lesson. That in management, Professor Bolatito is there, the person of public sector management. There is that concept of succession plan. I was once a student in primary school, secondary, university, but now I'm one of the leaders of this great institution. What does it mean? Don't despise yourself. Small as you are, now Hawa is changing position. She's coming this way. Even me one time I was seated there. I don't want to go into the stories of our university coordinator, I saw some similarities. I had. My school, we had 2 sessions, morning and afternoon. Senior 1, 3, and 5 come afternoon. Morning, 4 and 6 and maybe 8. Yes. But now, things are changing. So let me try to guide my speak because I may talk a lot, but this slide is very important. Take note. Who is speaking in front of you and for what purpose? Okay? I have already given a purpose to you as leaders, future leaders, or you're already leaders. That as time goes by or passes by, you are going to be transcending from one position to another, and for a purpose. Okay? So, to us here, I want first of all to thank the brothers and sisters, the members of MSAU Eastern Region for this, and I salute you all by that best salutation, that Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And I praise the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us this opportunity. This is a great opportunity for us. This is a great opportunity for us, and we should not take it for granted. Why are you part of this team or this gathering? It is a responsibility, and one time you are going to be held accountable. Okay? You're a leader, you're a shepherd, and you are being placed in a position that you get more competencies and abilities. And at the end of the day, you are going to be held accountable that that skill, that experience which you obtained in the 17th Muslim Youth Camp, how did you utilize it? That is very important. I really want to appreciate the efforts of MSAU, and I hope that the participants, okay, this is participation, full participation, and I've had some rewards given instantly, and we thank the organizers for that, and I hope that we have achieved our intended objectives. It's a very big opportunity for us, and you can easily also assess and tell the organizers that in one way or the other, this objective was not achieved. That in the next session, like as we heard from Dr. Bolatito, can we do ABCD in order to improve? In management, there is what we call continuous product improvement, continuous product development. If we had time, we find that over time and again, I don't know, those who are that side, when did you have your first phone? Maybe for me I can tell the story, but the time is not there. That some time back, the size was bigger than this podium, then bigger than this laptop, then bigger than, now they are reducing. But at the same time, somehow we are going back. So as managers, as leaders, look at, it's unfortunate that there is no, oh, I wanted the marker, but you need to stop me that, sir, time is gone. But what we want to see and what we are building up is the passage of time. Okay, do we have a marker? I will find, being a teacher is a bit complicated. Okay, so as we move, and as my small topic was, time management and productivity, so you can see how things are changing. You were once non-existent, okay? That story is already there. I don't know who chose your mother and who chose your father, but as we read through, we hear the stories of the preachings and the teachings of the Quran and whatever, Allah decreed that one time today you will be in existence. But now the creation was for a purpose. So I really believe that we have achieved those objectives, and where there is a shortfall, please, maybe the organizers, we must have that form. Because there is a responsibility coming to the university. That evaluation form, I'm going to put it to the chief organizer, I don't know the chairperson, but I really recognize the chairperson. Maybe the president, our senior president, I know is a researcher. We can even generate more scientific questions that we can easily respond. So we need to evaluate our achievements. The members, I know that you are at IUIU. It's not a mistake. I want you to really position the Islamic University in Uganda. I was somewhere attending an international conference. In fact, it was in Malaysia. One of the professors, I told him that I'm coming from Islamic University in Uganda. He said, "Are you serious?" Don't want to go to that story, but I've really recognized that story. You people, you are good, but what was the story? If you are not Muslims, it's bad that you are Muslims. Then the professor told me that yes, you know the implication of that word? Members, the leaders here, the implication of Islamic, Muslim, and he really cautioned me. You have to be very cautious. And as you name your organizations, and even now, there's a class I'm teaching, that we individuals, we are also entities, and we take ourselves as individual organizations. And we are branded Muslims. But we have to be very, very serious and cautious about the implication of that description. And sometimes you may not hide. I see some of you, by Allah's design, there is a spot in your face. One time, a younger boy, I was trying to access one home, knocking, and nobody was responding. A younger boy came around and said, "Assalamu alaikum." Now detained. I had no kofia, I had dressed like this. Then I said, in fact, I asked him, "How did you know that I'm a Muslim?" He said, "I looked at your face." So now, are we ready for that? I wish I had the whole day, but now I feel these people are calling me. So look at the description which you are carrying. The brand, is it qualitative enough to prove beyond any reasonable doubt that you are really a Muslim and you are reflecting the qualities and the standards and the benchmarks of Islam? There's a small story which I normally tell under such gatherings. Assuming that this is a bus, we are driving, and you are dressed in a, not in this identifying kind of dress, especially the sisters or the daughters or the men who are putting on kofia. Why are you putting up the hand? You're a Muslim. And the members, you need to first think. It's not a simple question. Okay, those who have not put up their hands, instantly. Are you still reflecting? Yeah. In fact, we are advised in Islamic standards, when information comes, don't jump on what? On the conclusion. Check my point. You help me there. You look for the verse, you quote it, and give them. Not now. Those who have not put down those who have not put up their hands, Maybe they have. In the bus, everybody kept quiet. The man is full of blood. He's holding a sword. What do you think? He wants to kill you? Probably. But finally, people did not respond because they were trying to think what is next. Then maybe one put up or he said, I want a Muslim to come and help me and slaughter my cow because I have Muslim brothers who have visited me and I know they will not eat the beef if I slaughter because I'm not what? Our backgrounds, I don't know. For me, I'm 50-50. I don't know you, but the current generation now, the chances that 100%, the maternal, paternal, but look at that position where you are coming from almost 100% non-Muslim background. I don't want to ask anybody there, but for me, I've told you 50-50. Members, you need to be very careful. How are they behaving? The daughter comes, WhatsApp. The father, TikTok. The son is on Instagram. The neighbor is just watching you because he has a camera connected to your bedroom. Seriously. So we need to be very careful. So I want the leaders of today. Oh, I hope today or tomorrow? Today, that take advantage of the current development of technology. In all aspects of life, which I've tried to abbreviate in that small P is for politics, E, economics, E, environment, S for the society, and the T for transformation. Are you ready for those? You can add on so many others. We are expected to participate in politics. Okay? And get ready if a politician or if that opportunity comes to be LC1 chairperson, LC2 youth leader, whatever, community leader, you move towards that. So I want everybody to take note of technology as another major issue of productivity.